generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet! Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we got our next drop of content from MLB the Show. This time, they were talking about franchise mode, and so we got some interesting things here about the new updates that are coming to our game in MLB the Show 25. So let's go ahead. We're going to look at what MLB the Show put out on their website, and then I'll fill you in on a couple more things if they're missing. So let's see. It says, franchise, bring your team to the World Series. Franchise mode in MLB The Show 25 introduces new improvements to the front office experience, adding more depth to how teams navigate the offseason. Free agency and trades now evolve dynamically, with top teams setting the market and influencing how other clubs approach roster moves. Deciding when to make an offer carries more risk and reward. Sign too early, and you might overpay. Wait too long, and another team could swoop in to sign your target. That is really, really cool. I think what's really like being a Tigers fan, it's kind of like just seeing what happened with the Alex Bregman deal. Also, with the Juan Soto deal that happened, way in the beginning of the off season. Why? Because, well, in my opinion, Juan Soto might have been overpaid, but he got scooped up really quickly, which can happen here in MLB The Show 25. Also, there's this interaction that you can also have happen with the players. So, like when they're talking about, deciding, like if you are trying to inch your way into making things, pleasing for the deal that you have for the player. If you're kind of going back and forth with the player with the amount of money or contract length that you want to pay, all that stuff can be implemented there. It says player motivation also plays a bigger role in free agency as signings are no longer just about offering the most money, which that's kind of what I would do. I would turn the cap off and then just get the players that I want. Free agents now weigh factors like team reputation, market size, and competitive outlook when making decisions. A strong reputation with players can help attract top talent, but focusing too much on one signing might leave other targets feeling overlooked. Additionally, contract structures now better reflect real-world MLB deals, bringing added authenticity to roster building. These updates provide a more engaging and strategic off-season experience, giving players more factors to consider when shaping their team's future. Whether you take an aggressive approach or wait for the market to settle, every decision will impact your club's success. So a couple of things that I thought were really cool when I saw, the presentation. And first and foremost, the idea that, you can jump on a player right away, throw a whole bunch of money at them, and then, sign them early, but at the same time, you could be way overpaying for that player. Sometimes you are rewarded if you wait a little bit and see how the market shakes out. Also, one of the things that wasn't brought up there that has to do with player motivation, if you offer a player an insulting offer, like a really low, then that really drives their motivation down to sign with you. So you're going to want to make at least a fair deal to these players, if you want to potentially sign them in free agency. Now, I could see what happening is, let's say you sign a whole bunch of players and there's just one left that you're like, well, if I can get them with this money, great. If not, then, we'll move on. I can see that maybe being kind of a quote unquote insulting offer, but at the same time, I don't really know why you would throw out an insulting offer to somebody. if it wasn't that case. So, a couple other things that they talked about. There's going to be priorities. So, like, you'll have your top three free agent priorities in the off season. So you can like even set the three of them. You can see how things are going. You can see, I think it was, their interest in different teams and stuff like that. There was also a thing talking about like let's say like the Rafael Devers situation right now, right? With Alex Bregman now being on the Red Sox. Bregman plays third base. Devers does not want to move from third base. Stuff like that is going to be factored in here as well. So my guess, because they didn't show how it works, but my guess is how this is going to work is that let's say you have Rafael Devers. And, Bregman really wants to play third base in the video game. I know in real life he has said that he would move around the field, but let's just say his player is like very adamant on playing third base. Like there's no secondary positions that they play. Whatever. That can affect player signing as well. If the player doesn't think that they will be playing their preferred position full time, that can factor into things. So I think that's going to create an interesting dynamic. It makes me wonder what players like us will, like gamers, will find to exploit things like that, or they'll find instances where it doesn't make sense. Like maybe you have somebody that's playing a secondary position at third base and you're trying to sign Bregman and Bregman's like, no, I think that person's going to have it primarily, which wouldn't make any sense, right? So I think that's going to be a cool dynamic that's added to the game. Trades, they said, is going to be updated as well. I feel like they didn't emphasize nearly as much with the trades as they did with free agency. Maybe we'll get a little bit more of that on Thursday when we get the deep dive. They did talk about arbitration. So there is the arbitration process in there as well. So if you want to, make an agreement with your player before heading to arbitration, you can do that. Or if you want to take them to arbitration, you can get things settled that way too. Because what that my gut tells me what that will do is let's say you sign them before you head to arbitration. Maybe those players will feel more motivated to be on your team because they feel like they're cared about more. Or if you say, nope, we just can't meet on numbers, we're going to arbitration, and the player's like, I really feel like I've earned this, motivation might go down. So lots of different things can happen there. And I think this update is super exciting because, watching your favorite team in the off season, a lot of these things are brought up, like the motivation to sign with certain teams, the arbitration thing process that happens. Um, you know, I'm pretty sure in real life, if a player was offered an insulting offer, that they would, not want to go to that team anymore. So a lot of these things are being brought in. I think that's great. The other big, big, big thing that was dropped in this update, and I think this is huge for the game, is that when you're playing franchise mode, there is a whole new presentation. I don't know if you'd call it a process, but presentation segment where you will know about things that are happening around the league. You will know things about like players that are in contention for different awards. You will know about how your minor league system is going from all these random updates. And it from what we saw, it looks a lot like like you're watching TV and you are getting information from all the different sources about your favorite players. I know this is something that Madden players have been begging for. And so I am really, really excited to see how this shakes out. I have not played franchise mode faithfully very much in the last couple of years. I probably will revisit it. I think this sounds really, really cool. And so I'm looking forward to, being able to experience all these new updates. But that is the update that we got today from MLB The Show 25. Again, Thursday there'll be a deeper dive. If there's enough there to bring up here on the channel, then I will have a video come out. If it's basically the same thing as we got today, then we probably won't cover it. We'll wait till the next thing. Let's see, what is the next thing that we got coming after this? So we have franchise this week. Looks like next week they're going to start talking about storylines. So I look forward to that. But if you enjoy this type of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Drop us a like if you like the video, and drop us a comment letting us know your thoughts on today's update from MLB The Show 25 on franchise. And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.